Hey guys, how you doing? It's Kevtech here bringing another video on information technology. I hope you're having a good day. Happy Saturday. And today this is going over course 2. So if you watch course 1, you can follow along with me. If you didn't watch course 1, go ahead and watch course 1. I'll leave it somewhere here in this video. But basically, I am going over courses. I'm doing courses, and I basically walk people through like how to do this and that, and how to do certain things on their computer. And basically, I walk you from point A to point B, how to be IT support, desktop support. And I'm going over all the generic stuff like software and hardware. But before I go over hardware, I have to go over software first because some people are not tech savvy. Some people are not really good with soft skills. So I got to go over that first before I go into the actual applications themselves. And I walk people. So basically, if you're new to IT or desktop support, this is a perfect thing to watch. If that makes sense. So if you're new to my channel, I do CompTIA videos, I do IT support videos. I talk about how to get into desktop support, tech support. I go over resumes here and there as well and do live hands-on training as well. So as always, rate, comment, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And let's get right into this. So let me share my screen with you. So this is course 2. Go watch course 1. If you're confused at why I'm going over this, just watch course 1. So let me share my screen with you. So let me open this up real quick. Give me a second. All right. So course number 2 is basically we're going to go over today IT team, IT system, and ticketing system. So when you meet the team, you will be required to meet the different departments of IT. This is extremely important when you work in an IT support, desktop support, when you're new to IT, obviously, because you need to understand what ticket goes to who. You need to understand who's a network admin, who's a sysadmin, who works cybersecurity, who's an SQL developer. You need to understand all these different things because this is extremely important because that way you know which ticket to give to who, if that makes sense. Understand that everyone has a specific task in the company. So some people are like they might do whitelisting. There's almost a network admin. They might do whitelisting. They might deal with Wi-Fi issues. They might deal with Cisco routers. They might deal with Meraki. A server admin might deal with different types of servers, creating VMs, creating virtual machines on a VMware. You don't know. So every company is different. So you need to understand what ticket goes to who. You might have a SQL guy or SQL like a Linux guy or whatever, and they're doing like sudo commands and stuff like that. So you need to understand who does what in the IT department, if that makes sense, because that way you know where the tickets go to who and stuff like that. And obviously not everyone is friendly. You're going to have mixed personalities of people that are just not user friendly. And they might have you talk to the user. They might not talk to the user. The server admin or network admin are not really good with talking to people. So they might have you talk to the client as opposed to them talking to the client. The reason for that is they're not really good. They don't have good social skills. So not everyone is really good. Like obviously anyone that, people that work in IT, some of us are not really good with our social skills. So they might give you the ticket and ask you to respond to the user or respond to the client, or either that, or they might do it themselves and talk to the client. So they might have you involved some shape or form as working as the middleman or the middle girl because they don't want to deal with the client or they don't want to deal with the user because they have other things they're doing or it's because they don't like just talking to people in general or clients. You're going to have people that they're not really good with talking to users or clients, and they might have you do it, if that makes sense. So you need to know the right people that will fix it right away. Obviously, you need to understand that. Understand when you need help from the manager. So sometimes you will need help with the manager. You will need help from the manager, and you will need to ask help. Always important. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Remember that no one knows everything. Also remember that you're still learning. It's a learning process. It takes time. If you watch this video from all the way from now all the way to the end, just remember, don't be afraid to ask for help. So I put a star next to that. It was always important to ask for help. Asking for help is extremely important because it's just really important because you're not gonna know everything. No one knows everything, and it's always important to ask for help. Someone will be willing to help you, but if you stay quiet the entire time, you don't say anything, and you don't ask for help, then no one's going to help you. Nobody knows what issues you're having unless you ask for help, if that makes sense. So ask your coworkers for help and ask for questions for help, questions that you may have to ask them. Take a lot of notes. And remember that part of IT is building a relationship with the client, but also part of IT is building a relationship with your coworkers as well, which people might talk about because you need to be friends with your coworkers as well. In the work environment, obviously, not outside, outside of work, like social media, obviously not there, but, in work, you have to be friends with them because sometimes there's certain tickets that you might get or certain issues you might have that you can't fix it on your own. So you might have to give it to a server admin or you might have to give it to a network admin and you have to be friends with them. You have to be cool with them because you're going to have issues where basically you can't do anything. Your hands are tied and you have to ask for help. And if you have a bad relationship with your coworkers, and they're not going to do it for you, they're going to just ignore the email. They're going to ignore the ticket. They might not even help you at all. And then you have to get the manager involved. And then you have this bad relationship with your coworker because you involve the manager. Don't do that. Try to be cool with everyone. Try to be friends with everyone in your job. Some people, they're not going to like you, but some people will help you. Even though they don't like you, they will fix that problem for you or help you with that issue because they understand that you can't do it. But you're not going to be friends with everyone. You're not going to be good friends with everyone or buddy with everyone. But it's important that you build a relationship with your coworkers, and they understand that you don't have access. Like I said, they understand you don't have access to do it, so they'll do it for you if you ask for help. And if you ask them politely, they'll do it for you. If that makes sense. And some people are that. Like I have people in my job. They're like server admin. I'm like, yeah, man, how you doing? How's your day? You good? How was your weekend? How's the wife? How's the kids? Good? Yeah. Did you have a beer on the weekend? Yeah, I did. Yeah, all right. I need you to do me this favor. I need you to build this VM. I need you to build these 2 VMs with this IP address on it. And this is for a consultant, a contractor. Can you do that for me? Definitely, Kevin. What do you need? You need it right now? Yeah, definitely. All right, cool. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Like that. You'll build that relationship over time with your coworkers, and some of them will be very involved with you, and some of them they'll like you, and then they'll follow up with you, or they'll ask you emails, or they'll chat with you and see how you're doing. And you have to build that relationship with the coworkers and also the clients. So it goes 2 ways, if that makes sense. So you just remember that. It's very important. The IT system, each company has their own software applications and hardware setup. So basically each company has their own software apps that they probably use in that company. So you won't see it anywhere else, or you might see it somewhere else in another company. Also the hardware setup, there has to be a reason why they're using this hardware setup. Maybe they're using it because it's not compatible with the system. So you want to understand why they're using it. You don't want to basically order hardware or do something that's not, that doesn't work with the system. So this is the reason why they have these software applications, this hardware. It might be some compatibility issues you don't know. So you have to understand all that as well. And understand the company has a ticketing system as well. And they'll show you how to use it. They'll show you how to create tickets. They'll go over, like, it could be ServiceNow, it could be Remedy, it could be Jira. It could be any type of ticketing system. And understand that you might need access to certain things. They might have your account mirror someone else's account. So then when you log in and start right away, you'll have access to everything. So just be careful with that, because when you have access to everything, you might break something. You might destroy something by accident. You might delete something by accident. So just take your time, learn as much as you can. Don't touch if you have access to something, don't touch something unless you fully understand it. Just remember what you do, because they might give you access to a lot of different things. And remember to ask questions. Remember, asking for help is super important. Remember that you have access to all these things. So you might want to take your time with it, learn it as much as you can, and basically don't touch a software or technology unless you're familiar with it, or unless you have training. You have training for that. Unless someone train you on how to use it, because you don't want to touch something and then basically you take down the whole network, if that makes sense. So you take down the whole system. So you want to be careful with that. Sometimes you might have too much access. So just be careful with that. Obviously, make sure you create shortcuts on your PC for these apps, bookmark any of these websites. Basically, what I recommend is creating an Excel sheet, put all the servers in there and the passwords in there, and then password protect the Excel sheet, and then save it down and put it on your share drive, if that makes sense. Don't put it on your local computer. Put it on the share drive, and then you can open up that file when you need it, if that makes sense. You can always revert back to that file. Make sure you ask what you wouldn't have access to, when to assign the ticket. Some companies only allow you to do password resets, unlock accounts. So you might have to escalate to Helpdesk level 2. You might have to escalate it to a server admin. You don't know. Every company is different. So you want to understand the proper levels of escalation, which I'm going to go over in a few minutes. Just give me a second. IT system. Make sure you ask for your company has a Wikipedia. So some companies might have a Wikipedia or Confluence page where basically they have like this portal or this website where basically it has all the issues that you might see in a job, or you might have a wiki where it shows you how to install a certain application that the company uses. That maybe they have certain apps, they have certain installations of certain applications that this is only specific to the company. And if you go to the Wiki or the Confluence page, it'll show you step by step how to install it and what steps you should be following to install this application. So they might have something like that. Each company might have something like that. My company has that. Maybe your company might have that where you're working at. They might have some sort of page that shows you step by step how to install this app, or step-by-step how to troubleshoot this application, step-by-step how to install this new app that the company just released. You know, they might have something like that. So you want to find out if they have a wiki or Confluence page or something that to help them out. Part of the ticketing system, you could always look at old tickets. So just remember, you could always look at the tickets. So if you have an issue that comes around in front of you, you have never seen this issue before, either ask for help. Before you even ask for help, go to the old tickets first and see if that issue came back a long time ago. Maybe that issue was there a long time ago and someone resolved the issue. So you might have to go back to the ticketing systems like Jira, ServiceNow, whatever, Remedy. And if you search keywords, maybe that issue has been resolved before a long time ago. Because what's going to happen is you don't do that. Then you ask your coworker for help and your coworker's going to get mad at you. They might get upset with you. You don't know. They might be like, dude, what the hell's wrong with you? Did you check the ticketing system? We resolved this like 2 months ago. Why didn't you go to the ticketing system? They might get mad at you, or they might be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll show you how to fix it here. So you go here, 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 and this is how you fix it. Oh yeah, and then check the ticketing system, because we fixed this before. But I'm going to show you how to fix it because you're new, and I know you're still learning. Don't forget to check the ticketing system, because we solved this before. So they might say something like that. You know, same thing with some IT issues that basically you escalate it to the server admin or the sysadmin. They want you to do everything you possibly can before you escalate it to them. Don't just escalate a ticket. Like, for example, like someone's having a dumb issue, like they're missing Net Framework 4.5 on their computer, and you don't even install it. You just give it to a server admin, and they're like, dude, did you install this for him? No. This is why this app keeps crashing. They need Net Framework 4.5. Why the hell did you not install it? Forget it. I'll just do it on my own. And then you have this bad relationship with your server admin, or you have a bad relationship with the sysadmin, because you didn't follow up, or you didn't try everything you possibly can, and then it becomes a battle between you and the server admin. It becomes a battle between you and the developer, the software developer. It becomes a battle with you and the network admin. So you want to make sure you do everything you possibly can before you give the ticket to someone else or escalate it to level 2, if that makes sense. And check the ticketing system. Just check. And remember, Google is your best friend. Nobody knows everything. Remember that. Ask when you need approval for something. They'll let you know how the approval process works. And every company has an approval process, and it works differently for every company. They will train you on that. And remember, since you're new, they will slowly give you access to everything. So no matter what company it is, they'll give you like 5 tickets or 6 tickets, and they'll give you 20, then 30, then whatever, they'll move you into the position or that new job that you got. They'll move you into it, if that makes sense. So obviously, they're not going to overwhelm you in one shot. They're going to give you everything little by little and give you access to everything little by little. So remember that. And remember, it's not a race. This is not a race. Take your time. Learn as much as you can. Ask appropriate questions. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Someone's going to be willing to help you. And it usually takes someone 2 to 3 months to learn the basics of the system. It might take 6 months. It might take 8 months. It depends how complicated and how complex that system is and how the infrastructure is set up. So it might take you a few months to learn. You're not going to learn it in 1 week. You may not learn it in 2 weeks. Me, I had to learn everything in 1 week, by the way. I'm just letting you know. I only got 3 days of training, by the way. 2 days of training, actually. So, but that was because I got hired for a level 2 position, and I was expected to learn that, I was expected to know that already. So that's why I didn't get a lot of training. But people that are new to IT or desktop support, it's not going to happen. They're not going to throw you on the fly and then have you, take phone calls and stuff like that. They'll train you slowly. Right? If you work in desktop support, IT support, and you work a call center environment or something like that, like, hey, Kevin, you've been doing really well with these 5, 6 tickets. Now let's see how you do with the call center. I want you to start picking up the phone call. I think you've been here. I'm going to give you like 2 more weeks, and then I need you to start picking up the phone calls. Start picking up the phone calls. And if you don't know anything, ask for help. Ask me for help, or ask your coworker for help. We'll help you. And they'll slowly pull you into, and you know why that's good too? Because it makes life a lot easier, because then you have the ticketing system, you have a queue, and then everyone's willing to help you. Because you know why people are willing to help you? It's because it makes their life easier, because they're like, oh, we got a new guy. Yes, we got a new guy. So now that we have a new guy, if I teach him everything, or I teach her everything, I could start taking days off. And I could start taking 2, 3 days off or 4 days off. I can start going on vacation now, because now we have someone that's fully trained, and they understand how the ticketing system works. They understand how the system works and stuff like that. And also that's how people think. And other people might say, oh, I'm going to train him or her, because now we don't have to worry much about the ticketing system or the queue, now that everyone's taking tickets at the same time is actually less stressful for everyone and less work for everyone if we work together as a team. So that's the reason why people are willing to train you, because it gives them less work. The more you know, the better for them, for some people, because they, like, even sysadmins, like if they teach you how to do something, and it's like level 2 or whatever, or something that you could have done your own, but it's too complicated, and they fixed it for you, and they'll show you how to fix it. And then that way that they'll train you how to fix it and how to do it. That way you don't have to ask them for help anymore. They'll show you how to do it, if that makes sense. And then you don't have to bother them anymore. They're like, Kevin, we went over this already, so you know how to fix it now. Don't give me the tick. You know how to fix it. Come on. If you forgot how to fix it, I'll show you again how to fix it. But you should know how to do it now. So that's basically what happens in your job. So that's what it is. They train you. Your coworker might train you because he could take days off now, because now you know the system. Or the server admin might train you, or the network admin might train you, because now you don't have to ask for help anymore. Now you know how to do it. So just remember these things. These things will happen in your job. I'm not making this up. This will happen in your job. Understand where the tickets go. Obviously, whenever you close a ticket, put notes on it. Don't put close, resolve. That doesn't make any sense. Obviously, I'm going to go over this right now, so don't worry about it. I'll go over it in a few minutes. Why notes? You might see the issue again. Obviously, be sure to attach any approval emails on the ticket. So like if someone says, I need access to a shared drive, and then the manager says approve, and it's an email, grab the attachment of the email and then put it on the ticket, and then close the ticket. Because that's what I do in my job, my current job. I just to cover myself, because there might be an email conversation going back and forth, and you want to cover yourself. Like, Kevin, why'd you give someone access to this when it wasn't approved? Did you check my old ticket? Let me look at the ticket. They look at the ticket. Hey, Kevin. Okay, never mind. No. I see you attach email conversation, and it was approved by the manager. Never mind. Okay, I understand why you gave him access to that. Yeah, that will happen. I'm letting you know. That might happen in your job. That might not happen. Maybe inside the ticketing system, they write approve, and then you could just close the ticket out. So it depends how your environment is set up. Use a ticket system to your advantage by looking at old tickets. Obviously, I just went over this. Follow up on a ticket that was assigned to you if you give it to someone else. So someone might have can you please whitelist these IP addresses, and you give it to a network admin, and the network admin is not doing anything. Hey, Kate, did you look at that ticket by any chance? Kevin, I'm a little busy right now. I'll look at it in a few minutes, okay? And then you tell the client, oh, the network admin's a little busy right now, and they're gonna look at it right now for you, okay? So you want to communicate. So you're like the middleman. Something you might not fix, you might not be able to fix, and you might give it to someone else that is able to fix it, and you want to let the client know that, or the user or the client know, he or she, that you're working on it with the network admin, or you're working on it with a server admin, and you put that in the notes. Like if you have a ticket, put that in the notes. Like, I'm working with the network admin, we're looking into this right now, and because the clients could log into the ticketing system, and they might be able to see those notes, and it lets them know that you're actually doing something, as opposed to not writing anything in the comments. And then they're like, I seen this ticket hasn't been updated in like 2 hours. Why is there no notes on this? Are you guys doing anything? Is anyone looking at this ticket? I saw this ticket's been in the queue for 4 days or 5 days. Why didn't I do no, like hypothetical, you want to update the tickets. It's very important. And communicate with the client after closing the ticket. Don't just close the ticket because you feel like it. A lot of people do that. I know a lot of people that do this. They close the ticket. They don't tell the client that they closed the ticket. Then it would say something like the ticket has been closed. Thank you for submitting the ticket, blah, blah, blah. And then the client's like, I never told him to close the ticket. Why the hell did he close it? Can you please reopen this ticket? So you want to let the client know that you're closing the ticket, or it's an issue that basically you fix already, and it's like a common sense issue, like that account is locked out. Obviously, you close that ticket. But if it's an issue that it's extremely complicated, and it took 2 days or 3 days, or it took 1 day to fix, or it took a few hours to fix it, you want to follow up with them and make sure they're not having that same issue again before you close the ticket. That's really important. Don't just close the ticket because you feel like it. Make sure you communicate with the client that you're closing that ticket. So it depends on the issue and the scenario, if that makes sense. But make sure you let them know. Don't just close the ticket, because they will complain to your manager, they might complain to your supervisor, or they might ask you to reopen the ticket. So just remember that. Remember that's very important. And then we have our system level, our ticketing level system. So some tickets might go to Helpdesk level 1, and then Helpdesk level 1 can't do it, so they have to give it to a server admin. Some tickets might be like a firewall change. Maybe my network admin might be involved. Some tickets might be an SQL developer, where SQL developer has to run a website or a database. It might go to a Linux admin or whatever. Some companies might have a phishing email or a spam email. It might have to go to cybersecurity. And then some companies might have help desk level 1. They don't have access to do certain things, so they have to give it a help desk level 2. Some companies might have help desk level 1, can't do it, so they have to give it to the manager. The manager could do it. And then some companies might have help desk level 1 or level 2, give it to the IT director to get approval because there's some sort of change or something like that. And they had to send it to the CTO, and the CTO has to approve it. So it depends on the company, but you get an idea of what I'm talking about. If this makes sense. So this chart makes kind of sense for you. I hope it does. So obviously there are different points of escalation, so you need to understand what goes where and stuff like that, basically. So now that I went over that, I know it's a lot of information. I'm sorry about that, but you need to understand these things. Now I want to go over an actual ticket. So say, for example, a user's account has been locked out. Obviously, you find out who their name is, who they are. You unlock their account, and then when you close, the ticket's already closed. So if you close the ticket, you put the account has been locked out on AD, unlock the account just now. I confirm with the user, he's all set. So you write something like that, when you close the ticket. Don't put like, I went to server manager, I right-clicked on Active Directory, users and computers. I right-clicked on the domain controller, I searched for his name. I went to properties, and then I double-clicked on him or whatever, and I went and unlocked the account. Don't put all that. Just put, I unlocked his account, I confirm with the user, he's all set. Simple, short, maybe some notes in there. If you have to put notes for something like a complicated issue, put it in there. So that's it. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. I wanted to share all that with you because you're going to see this in your job. You might not see this in your job. I don't know. Every company is different. But this is course number 2. Obviously, these courses are going to get more complicated as I go over them. But I'm just showing you from, you have to go, so you have to be here before I put you over here, if that makes sense. As an IT professional, you have to be down here first and learn the basic stuff before I go over the complicated stuff. Because I don't want to do that because then you're going to be like, Kevin, how the hell did you get from here to here? So that's the reason why I'm going over these as courses. So this is course number 2. And I hope this video helps you out. As always, rate, comment, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a great Saturday. And I hope you guys stay safe. All right? Take care. Peace. Later.